everyone, so this video is going to be my 100k thank you video, and I posted a poll on YouTube because you can do that now, and most of you seem to want a question and answer, but a lot of you also wanted a challenge, so I plan to do I'm going to do the style challenge for this video because I think my style has changed a lot since I did it before, and I want to just like revisit that because it was a lot of fun when I did it the first time, so I'm gonna do it again. And I'm going to answer some of your questions because I think that would be an appropriate thing to do for a 100k because that way you can get to know me a little bit better. And the first thing I want to say is you probably hear this all the time from people who reach 100,000 subscribers, but I never expected to reach this many, and it's just I'm just so grateful to all of you who watch my videos and who leave comments and who give me advice and who give me constructive criticism, and just like all of your support means so much to me, and it just really helps with everything. Because of you, I'm able to like pay for school, and I'm just able to share my art with people and get feedback, which I think is it's just such a blessing to be able to do that and to be able to like share your art with people and to get advice back from them. And I want to give back to you, and I wanted to do a giveaway, but I just really can't, like I don't have the time to organize something like that or a contest. It's just, I just have so much homework with school. I just don't really have time with school, but I wanted to do something, so this will be a question and answer video, and just thank you so much for your support. I honestly never thought this would happen, and this has been a goal of mine for so long, and I can't believe it's like, I can't believe I've reached this goal. So let's get on to the questions. And I already answered this person, but they asked what I want to do if or when I go to college, and I am in college right now, and I'm taking illustration, so I hope to be some kind of illustrator. That's my goal. And a lot of people said a face reveal, and I'm just gonna say that there are already some videos on my channel where you see my face. I'm just not comfortable doing it. I don't know, it's just so hard for me to film myself. Someone asked, how long are you drawing per day? And I thought this was a really interesting question because I do a lot of drawing in school, and I also do some personal drawing. So some days with school I'll have like 2-3 hour classes where I draw for the entire 3 hours in both of those classes. So it would be like, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours that day, but other days I don't have an art class and I'll just like draw at home, but I don't know, maybe like an hour or more per day. Some days if I'm really tired, just half an hour, but I try to do at least something every day. And this is another interesting question. What were your favorite tools to use when you didn't have that professional expensive pencils and markers and so on yet? So basically, what did I use when I didn't have like nice supplies, I guess? And I still don't really use the nicest supplies. Like I don't use really expensive acrylic paint. Well, I use acrylic paint in school, not really personally. I guess I use a tablet, that counts as expensive, and Copic markers. But before that, I used Crayola pencil crayons all the time. Those are my favorite. When I was just like learning to draw, I used Crayola pencil crayons a lot, and I still would use them now. It's just that I have Prismacolor Premier ones, and I kind of want to get use out of them because I spent money on them. Well, because they were expensive. But I think Crayola ones are just as... you can still do art with them. They just don't blend as well as the Prismacolor ones. What's the most useless thing you've ever bought? I'm gonna take that to mean in terms of art supplies, and I can't really think of one thing, but I know I bought one of those like wooden mannequins once, and that was so useless because the proportions aren't even the proportions weren't very good on it, and you can't even bend the limbs, so what is the point? Like, it was really useless. What music do you like, or do you listen to music when you draw? And if so, what kind? My favorite band is 21 Pilots right now. I find that every single one of their songs I like, and I find that really rare with bands that I like every single one of their songs. I also like Mumford & Sons, but just like a select few because I've listened to their songs so many times that I'm really tired of a lot of them. And of course, I like Coldplay. I like Codaline. I also like listening to like instrumental stuff like the soundtracks from Studio Ghibli movies, and just like other soundtracks. I like instrumentals, especially if I have to like work with like words and writing. I can't listen to like words when I have to like write myself. So if I'm like having to write stuff down, then I'll listen to instrumental stuff. But if I'm just like painting and you don't have to think too hard, then I'll listen to stuff with words. When did you decide to do art seriously? Like actually start doing studies about art and realizing your flaws and mistakes in your pieces? I honestly feel like 2017 has kind of been that for me, because just through the couple of months I've been in school, I've learned a lot about like thinking really carefully about a drawing, and I've started to become more critical of my mistakes and trying to notice them more. I just think 2017 has kind of been that for me, and I hope to become even more critical and more careful when I'm drawing in 2018. Composition is just so important, and thinking about how all the colors relate to each other and what certain shapes convey to people, like what emotions, like how people read things, I think is also really important. I've been learning a lot about that. So honestly, I think 2017 has kind of been that for me this whole year, even though I've just been in school since September. When starting, did you ever have periods where you just weren't motivated, and how did you deal with that? I still have that, days where I'm not motivated, and to deal with it, I honestly just open my sketchbook and just pick up a pencil and just try to draw, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just have to give yourself a break and try the next day, or just try drawing something different from what you usually draw. That usually does the trick for me if I'm not very motivated, but having deadlines with school is very motivating to actually meet the deadlines. Are you going to show us some more old drawings? I definitely want to kind of revisit all my old art and like make another video about it, because the one I made before I think is kind of boring and I just want to redo it. Someone said, I've seen an earlier video with a face cam, why did you take it away? I don't think I did. I think they're both still there. There's 2 videos where you see my face, and I don't delete my videos, except for just a couple, but I usually don't delete my videos. What is your favorite part of drawing a face? I really like drawing the lower eyelid. That's like such a weird, most people are like the eyes, the lips. No, I like to draw the lower eyelid. That's my favorite. What does your face look like? See, there's a lot of comments about that, a lot of questions. How old are you? This is a question that people ask me a lot, and like, I don't know, I'm old enough to be in college, that's how old I am. Have you ever been let down and stopped art at any time of your life? I actually, when I first started like drawing, I mean, like I drew my whole life, but I started drawing like anime characters, and then I would stop for a few months, then I would start, then I would stop for a few months, and then once I made my channel, which was in 2013, I've been pretty much drawing every day since then, or like almost every day. Do you use reference photos for drawing anatomy? Yep, I use like random pose generators to practice, and I also have life drawing classes that I go to. Do you pull all-nighters often? If you don't, get yourself a cookie. No, I've never done an all-nighter before. And the latest I've ever stayed up was like 3:30 a.m. That was the latest I've ever stayed up, maybe twice in my life. But for the most part, I get a good amount of sleep. I think it's important because I can't function if I don't, and you should too. You should get enough sleep. I don't think I get like the ideal amount, but like 6 to 7 hours at least 6 hours. Sometimes less than 6, but usually 6 to 7 is my goal. What made you realize art was important to you? When did it happen? It was just like a slow progression. It was the only thing that was ever consistent with my interests in my whole over my whole life. I've just always been interested in art. I've always like spent more time on art projects in school. It's just always been something that is a part of me, and there was never really a moment. Like it was just a gradual incline. Like it gradually became more and more of an interest to me. There was never like one moment. Are you friends with any other YouTubers? Your favorite and or most influential YouTuber? My most influential people, am I saying that word properly? That kind of like inspired me to want to make my own channel. There was this one artist, but she doesn't post anymore, and I don't remember how to say her name. But of course, Mark Crilly I watched a lot. And I think it was also Bailey J, but she was Zed Kitty Zed back then. But I watched her, and I watched Mark Crilly, and I feel like there was someone else too. Oh, Sophie Chan. Yeah, Sophie Chan. Those 3 people I think I watched the most, and they kind of inspired me to make my own channel, like way back when, 2013. Do you have a favorite show or anime? If yes, what is it? Okay, I really, really, really like Star versus the Forces of Evil, and Gravity Falls and Over the Garden Wall. I think those are my 3, and Rick and Morty. Those are my like 4 top favorite cartoons. I mean, I do like anime, but like I don't really watch it. So it just, I don't know. I'm not against it. I just haven't watched that much. Oh, and of course like Studio Ghibli. Yeah, I love those. What are some tips you'd give fellow artist YouTubers? Okay, consistency, and like try to be consistent with your videos and try to make them have like a consistent quality, and try to make them all kind of relate around the same sort of theme, because that way you'll build an audience that are all expecting the same thing, so more people will watch it. And try to just like be consistent, like try to upload once a week, or just try. I'm kind of a hypocrite in saying that, because lately I've been pretty inconsistent because it's like, you know, Christmas season and school is busy, and I've been trying to get videos out at least once a week. But try to be consistent. And they also say, how do you go about executing an art project? The most important thing is to do thumbnail sketches and try to do a lot of process work and plan out all your colors before you move on to the final, because that just eliminates a lot of trial and error, and it's easier to explore different colors and compositions in little thumbnails than in a final drawing. So that would be my biggest tip for that. What app or software do you use to make speed paints? I want to make some, but I don't know what software to use. I'm assuming you mean the recording software. I used OBS, Open Broadcast Software, or something like that. OBS, I would recommend that. What kind of things should complete beginners start drawing? As if I just opened my first sketchbook, it's hard to start off when you have absolutely no idea what to do to get better. Just draw things from life. I think that's one of the best things to do, because once you start drawing actual objects, you start kind of like building like a library in your mind of things that you know how to draw, and like the more things you draw, the better you are at drawing them, and then you can start to draw things from your head rather than just from life. I think that's what I would recommend. But also draw things that you find interesting, so that you're more likely to keep drawing. If you draw boring things, you're not going to want to do it anymore. Do you have more than one style? Yeah, I think everyone does. Like everyone has their own like unique way of drawing things, but then everyone can kind of choose to draw in different styles, like, you know, realism, cartoony. There's a lot of ways you can classify styles, but yeah, I think everyone does. Like, you can't help but not. I think it's just normal to just have lots of things to do, lots of things you can draw. If you could have a superpower, which one, like, what would your superpower be? I used to always say to be invisible, but then that would probably make me develop a phobia of people, maybe, or like going out in public without. I think the best superpower would be to teleport. I think that'd be pretty useful, because then you can live wherever you want and work wherever you want, and you don't have to worry about traveling places. You can just instantly go there. That would definitely be my superpower. So thank you again so much for 100,000 subscribers. I'm really like honored that all of you enjoy my videos enough to subscribe and to watch them, and I hope this video was interesting for you, because like there are so many of you. I'm just so grateful for the people who watch my videos. I want every video to be something that you will all enjoy. So I hope this was enjoyable for you, and it was good enough to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. And I hope you learned a little more about me, I hope I answered the question that you wanted to have answered. Thank you again so much. It means a lot to me. I don't have a play button yet. I don't quite know how to go about getting that, but when I do, I'll be sure to show you, because it's all because of you why I would have the opportunity to get a play button, which I think is so cool. I never thought this would happen. I know everyone says this, like, oh, I never expected this would happen. I was so excited when I had 1,000 subscribers, but it's really true. Like, I didn't expect this at all, so thank you so much. And as always, let me know any future videos you want to see. I'm probably scaling it back to 1 video a week. Life is just really busy, and that's all I can manage at the moment, so I hope that is okay. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.